Today I have with me Karan Tacker. Am I pronouncing your surname correctly, Tacker?
Bang on.
How have you been spending your time? What have you been doing?
The quarantine's actually been it's been quite a discovery because the first few weeks was something I had to really get used to because, I've always cooked, I've always cleaned my room. It's something that I've always sort of enjoyed doing. But knowing that if you don't wake up on time and you don't cook, there won't be any food. This was the first for me. In the first 2 weeks, I remember, I think me and my sister also had a go at it. We both got into a slight quarrel over washing utensils. But I think now, now we're all quite settled.
It's a discovery for everyone, really.
Yeah, I actually realized that I'm not a TV person, especially in this time. I really thought, in the time of when the quarantine started, I was like, oh, you know what, this is fantastic. I'm finally going to get time to just sit around, watch all my shows. I'm going to schedule to watch like a film a day. But I've realized that I don't know, maybe it's the restlessness of just being at home. But I just can't get myself to sit in front of the TV. In fact, now I've made it it's a job for me to sit down and I'm like, Karan, you got to watch a film a day. It's in a way a part of your job.
From your
Yeah.
stint in Rab Ne Bana Di Jodi to like special ops, how do you think you've evolved as an actor through the years?
I love how my journey always starts with Rabne Banade Jodi, even though I did like a 4 second.
I'm
I can't even call it a cameo because when you do a cameo, even that gets registered and it comes under credits. I'm sort of proud of it in a way. I'm not proud of the fact that I was in the film, but I'm proud of the fact that, somewhere even the 4 seconds that I'm there in the film, it made a mark to kind of make it to Wikipedia and everywhere else. But, starting off from there and to where I've reached now, quite frankly, Diksha, I feel my understanding of what I want to do as an actor per se has just it's just come in the last few years. I think up until now, I wasn't sure of what I was doing. I thought I was acting, but it's only in the last few years that I've really understood what I really want to do with this craft, and I'm trying to put my best foot forward, and I'm really hoping that the best results come out of it. And the journey it's been magical. I never thought that one could make a profession out of a hobby, and this is what this job kind of entails. And yeah, especially with special ops, it's been rather overwhelming because when you start off shooting something, you never really assume where it's going to go, how many people are going to watch it, what's the kind of appreciation or critiquing that you get because you're so consumed by shooting and approaching the entire job that the last thing on your mind is the fact that, oh, you know what, people are actually going to watch this. It's literally, I think in March, because we released it on March 17th. I kid you not, about 7 to 8 days prior to that, I was like, it suddenly struck me. I was like, shit, dude, people are going to watch this. They've not seen me act in a very long time. And I did not sleep. I just did not sleep. I was like, God knows what the world is thinking. I actually deleted all my apps. I was like, I don't want any notifications.
I want to ask you, did you audition for your role of Farooq in special ops?
I was holidaying in Missouri, in this small town called Landor, which is like another
Just a
30, 40
little
minutes
about,
uphill.
yeah.
Correct. So I was in Missouri, and I kept getting a call from Shubham, who was the guy who casted for Special Ops. He's like, bro, there is this one show that they're making for Hotstar. I can't give you any details about it, but there's a small scene. Can you send a self-test? And how you're on a holiday, you're in the mountains, it's the winters, you're anyways lazy. You're partially sozzled through the day because you're doing nothing.
Yeah.
So I was like, dude, it's going to be damn hard. I don't have, I have nothing. I've come in like winter wear. He wanted like a kurta for the audition, and I was like, yeah, मेरे पास कपड़े नहीं है character के लिए, ना hair है ना makeup है. मैं कहा छोड़ दे, मैं बॉम्बे आ रहा हूँ 4 दिन में. जब 4 दिन बाद आऊँगा तब दे दूँगा. He's like, नहीं यार, they're in the process of locking it down. Can you just send anything? So if possible, I might just stall them. Started walking around. I found a public restroom. Where it was really brightly lit. I went to the loo just because I was around and I was like, wow, this is a nice place to shoot. So I got my friend to come inside that bathroom. She kind of held the camera and she was giving me cues. And as luck might have it, I sent the audition and they called me up, I think later that evening saying that, hey, you know what? They like what you sent. Why don't you fly back to Bombay and let's just meet again. Then I had a meeting with Neeraj Pandey where where he just wanted to chat with me, and I kid you not, it was a scene out of a film because I was so shit nervous that I was in his cabin, and he's got this really cool den area, and he's got two cabins inside that den. So he sits inside, and I was in the waiting room in the den, and dude, I was sweating. I was sweating so much. I think, it was like that moment where I was taking a tissue and I was kind of dabbing myself from his office. I think even my butt was sweating because it was such a big moment for me. I was like, man, if I crack this, this is going to be big shit.
But tell me, what was it like working with Neeraj Pandey? I'm guessing it must have been one hell of a lesson also.
It was a dream come true because I have wanted to work with Neeraj sir ever since I watched a Wednesday. I watched Special Chabbis.
Right.
Dhoni, Baby, he's been such a game changer in a lot of ways for the kind of content that he does, for the kind of, for the way he's really changed the outlook of a lot of actors. People look at the actors that he's worked with
Yeah.
in a very different light. He's such a simple, earnest, purest kind of a person that it's really inspired me to approach the rest of my career with the way that he approaches his.
A lot of the action scenes are done really well in the series.
Right.
And there's a lot of man-to-man fight. There are a lot of blasts, of course. I want to ask you, what was the training like for those action scenes? Was it intense? Did anybody get hurt? I mean,
Oh, everybody got hurt. Everybody got hurt. Let me tell you that. Because what happens is when you're trying to shoot cinema like the way Neeraj Pandey shoots it. So if you see, he doesn't give you an opportunity as an actor with any cuts. He wants to shoot long one shots. Now what happens is when you're shooting one shots, you can't, like, long takes basically.
Yeah.
होता है ना कि आपने यहाँ से घूसा मारा तो camera angle change करते लगता है कि connect हुआ है.
Yeah.
So you can't do that. You've actually got to kind of connect your punch at a certain sort of intensity that it touches the person, but it doesn't damage the person. So that's the way we shot all the action sequences. And I think somewhere that's why it also looks very real. And kudos to our action choreographer Cyril, because he's the one who did the entire thing, and he made it so easy for us. All my action sequences, I think I trained for about an hour and a half. There's this one part where I go to catch Hamid, and it's on the ship. It's very bloody raw. It is. There's a sense of urgency to that because I was like, what? It's an action sequence. I don't want it to look like flips and tricks, and I don't want it to look gimmicky. I wanted to look like this really must have happened. Like this guy must have really gone to find this guy and must have beaten the shit out of him and killed him at the end of it. And I wanted to look as real as possible. So I created a small narrative in my head. Action is like dancing. You have to have a good partner to kind of do good choreography.
You were on TV and you very proudly said that you are a TV actor. You've said that you will never look down upon the kind of content that goes out on TV. But is it really satisfying as an actor?
Started off about 10 odd years ago, and because I'm not from a film background, for me, I had to make money and I had to work. And I remember about 10 years back, there were just 3 channels, and there were 4 channels. There was Star One, there was Star Plus, Colors, and Sony and Z.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's 4 or 5, how many I enlisted, but and they used to do 3 shows. So, if you were not a part of these 12 shows, you were not an actor at all. Because, films weren't looking at people from outside the fraternity. Nobody was launching any boys or girls at that time. And television and theater was the only platform that you could actually go act, make a living, learn the craft. And that also wasn't easy. 12 shows, matlab 12 hero. और बॉम्बे में हजारों लोग आते हैं एक्टर बनने के लिए, हीरो बनने के लिए. तो उन हजारों में से अगर आप वो 12 बन जाओ तो वो भी एक बहुत बड़ी मैं उसे एक किस्मत मानता हूं. तो I feel that in itself is quite fulfilling that you get to start acting. Yes, it's not the most fine-tuned when it comes to your craft for a simple reason because TV is, you don't give actors in TV that much time and space to really work on a script. Because the script comes in really fresh and it's a very broad line story which goes on for a year, 2 years. So it is not compressed. So when something's not compressed, you can't really graph your character per se. So when you can't graph it, your performance will always somewhere be a little loose. Having said that, I find it very fulfilling because you get to act. It is so important to do that. I see so many people who come to Bombay, बेचारे auditions में ही घूमते रहते हैं, तैयार होके, और नहीं मिलता काम यार. बड़ा वाकई बड़ा मुश्किल है एक एक्टर बनना, चाहे आप लड़का हो या लड़की हो. तो मैं तो बड़ा शुक्रगुजार हूँ टेलीविजन का कि मुझे एक तो काम दिया और मुझे प्यार दिया, मुझे इज्जत दी, मुझे कमाने का एक मौका दिया. So I'm very, very proud of it, and I just refuse to understand that why is there such a demarcation in our industry where people look down upon television.
What made you stay away for 7 years? Like, what were you doing in that period of time?
Television sort of hit a, it hit a dead end when it came to the kind of shows that I enjoyed working on. And it went into this entire supernatural sort of a saga, which I don't have any qualms for, but it's not best suited for my kind of, the kind of work that I want to do. Is why I stopped acting on television. But having said that, I was really working a lot. I've hosted multiple shows. I hosted Nach Baliye, I hosted The Voice, I hosted the remix for Amazon Prime, which got nominated for the international Emmys. The only Indian show to kind of get there. As far as acting is concerned, like I said, earlier, that I really wanted to find myself as an actor. I really wanted to go out there and do the work that would be fulfilling and would also give length to my career, so to say. Is why I sort of took a small break.
What is that one lesson that you've taken out of social distancing? Any change that you've noticed, something that you would want to carry once this is over?
I have to confess, I thought I was like this pseudo loner kind of a guy, and I really thought I was a cool loner fellow before this self-quarantine kicked in. But let me tell you, I've understood one thing, that I thrive on people. I love meeting people, and I'm just dying to meet everybody that I love meeting. So that's one discovery I've had in the self-quarantine, that I'm not a loner. I love having people around. I love living with my family. And yeah, I just really miss my friends. So no, I'm not cool is what I've figured in this quarantine, and I'm not a loner. I'm actually a people's person, and I relish just being in good fun company, enjoying lovely dinners, having a few drinks with my friends. So I miss all of that. And yeah, that's a big discovery for me, because I actually used to think that I'm okay by myself. And I think after a certain age, you want to find yourself better. So I'm glad that I've realized that I like people.
Lovely chat, Karan. Thank you so much for doing this. And
no, thank you.
Stay safe, stay healthy, and we are hoping to see you in more films, series.
You take care of yourself. Be safe.
Yes. Bye-bye. Thank you.
Thank you.